You know, they often say, don't they, that if you're mocked and laughed at on certain TV shows, the best thing to do is to ignore it, or indeed go on the show and go under an attack, you know. Not necessarily an attack, but make them look as stupid as they're trying to make you look. You know, it's a strange thing in the world of celebrity, because I know a celebrity particularly who was mocked for being overweight, you know. A cruel thing, but of course done in a comedy way. He apparently got so legal and it just escalated, and you think, if you'd have just ignored it simply would have gone away. People would have moved on and possibly not thought any more about it. But you know, once you prickle these sort of celebrities' egos, it can be very difficult to move forward. That seemingly now is the case, of course, for Harry and Meghan, mocked worldwide by South Park for their worldwide privacy tour. I mean, whichever way you look at it, you have to have a sense of humour about it. You can't sit back and think, well, no, I don't recognise any elements of that. Of course everybody did, even without naming them. And then of course Family Guy popped up and they were ridiculed by a store over in the USA. You know, once you've got to that level, actually you should commend yourself, because you become a brand without really trying, as it were. You know, people know who you are and who they're laughing about. But now Harry and Meghan, you see, once again, seemingly don't understand a sense of humour, because if you want to win people over, particularly the people that you want to buy into your brand, you've got to sometimes cut some slack, get on board and see exactly what all the fun's about. As ever, let me explain. Morning, how are you? Nice to see you today. Thank you so much. By the way, I know you all enjoyed the story about Prince Andrew and Boris Johnson, and I did too. You know, I found the fact that, as I said to you before, it's just ridiculous when they were making these things. I knew Channel 4 it would be a disaster, but nobody listens. And truly, when you think about it, you have to study it and say, why on earth would you commission things that have a limited appeal that cost thousands of pounds? Finally, of course, you know, ridiculing a royal and including a former British Prime Minister, yes, it's part of the course, but it doesn't sell around the world, and if you're running a business, you think you'd know that, wouldn't you? Back as ever, though, to your royal story of the day. This really concerns, you know, one of the biggest shows on the planet, SNL, Saturday Night Live. They've mocked the royals for years, but in a fun, playful way, and, you know, some of the sketches can be incredibly funny, some can truly misfire, and it's a bit hit and miss throughout the series. Now, we told you first and exclusive last year that when Harry was doing the very first promotions for Spare, he had muted the idea of going on Saturday Night Live. This was all thanks allegedly to his chum, James Corden. You see, James thought this was a good way of showing a fun side for Harry, like they did with the fake afternoon tea on top of the bus, which again, very successful for James, not necessarily for Prince Harry. Now, it all petered out. Harry decided he was going to go on Stephen Colbert and mock his heritage via that way, so that didn't work really either. Not many people watch Stephen Colbert. But then Saturday Night Live have continually ridiculed Prince Harry, and they do this basically so that you will crumble and come on the show. Now, according to a very well-placed source, Harry would go on the show, but only wants to be with his wife Meghan Markle. They want him singularly. There's a reason for this. Comedy is all about picking on people and making things highlighted, you know. And the bottom line is, if they come as a duo, it doesn't make it easy to separate the comedy. That's the deal in the world of comedy. I know it myself. But Harry is unrelenting in saying that they have to come as a duo. Meghan doesn't want to do Saturday Night Live. She thinks that allegedly it's beneath her. And why would she want to ridicule herself in such a way? So you can see the dichotomy now that the people managing Harry and Meghan have. How can you persuade someone to have a sense of humour about yourself when all the rest of the world seemingly is laughing at you, not with you? Problems, as you can imagine. For now, though, Saturday Night Live are not planning to give up anytime soon. Be warned, Harry and Meghan. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.